Hi, welcome to our daily reading for Monday, January 16th, 2017. Remember, it's a general reading. See what feels right for you. See which signs, symbols, bells, whistles, messages, energies resonate for you and bring you clarity to what you're wondering, concerned, confused, inquiring, dreaming, praying about. We're all children of God. We're all psychic. We're not all going through the same thing at the same time, at the same pace. So, see what feels right for you. It could be one sign and that brings you clarity. It could be the whole reading. It could make sense later. In the end, always use your logic and intuition together to make sound decisions based in love for the highest, greatest good of everybody. So we're all uplifted in love. See how it feels for you, how you ride these energetic waves that come through here is always up to you. Is it your wave? Is it not your wave? Are you waiting for another wave, preparing for that wave, crashing into the wave, riding the wave, or ignoring the wave? Also, feel free to make this an interactive video if you want to pull some cards for yourself. And if you have some time, try to check out the links below, the playlist. See if there's some personal messages, signs for you that bring depth to this reading, or just enjoy the music. Thank you for joining me. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in a moment for the reading. January 16th, 2017. We're going to start with the numerology guidance cards. Let's get clarity for the energy coming on through today. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, or higher self, angels, and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. Let's get clarity and focus on the energies coming through for the day, and wisdom for us all to ride these energies best. Let's start with one card and get clarity for Monday, January 16th, 2017. Well, that's cool. So the 16th, and we're getting the 16, which is rebirth. That's a nice card. That's a new start. It's another chance. It's a new, like a new wake-up call. It's a new chance to let something go and start something you really want to do, you really want to pursue, you really want to get into. But there's always that uncomfortable part of rebirth. I see like a cocoon, so there could be different stages of this. It could be all happening today, or you could be at one specific stage today and moving towards this rebirth. Perhaps because of something today, or just a realization today. I'm getting like the cocoon, so it could be that you know something needs to be completed, be ended, be done with. Speak up. I'm getting speak up, speak clearly, say no, say yes, do what you have to do. Like self-love, prepping, pampering time, which sort of brings me to the cocoon, and it makes me think of a big like fluffy bed and just sort of like dreaming, relaxing, letting yourself have some you time if you need that, if you need transition. You know, you need to have time to have spiritual growth as well as physical growth. You know, when you're working out and your muscles are, you know, stretching and moving a lot, you have to allow proper time to sleep so the fibers can repair and restore and reconnect. And you can be stronger the next time you go out, bigger, you know, stretch your wings farther. So, I mean, I feel like this is a big transition. I feel like you're not just waking up and starting a new day. It's like you grew new wings overnight, you know? It's like, you know, this, like transition, but with new wings, with new growth, with new anything, there comes that transition where you have to learn how to fly, learn what you can do, learn where your strength is, reach as far as you can. But I feel like you need to reconnect with yourself. So somewhere deep inside yourself to take maybe a leap of faith. It brings you to a 7, which brings you to the road of truth. You know, your road of truth. So maybe speaking up. I hear saying no. If you need to say no to something so you can get yourself some space to allow yourself a little room to grow and move around and say no. And then come back like, you know, ready to go next time, you know, rather than giving and giving and giving from an empty plate and never giving back to yourself. So you can actually give from a full plate next time and, you know, have a full plate for yourself too. So, rebirth. I feel like if this is anything that's a restart, it's not going to be the same old that it was before. So even if the same situation pops up, you have a different way to, I see review. So maybe you, like, you're reviewing how you proceeded with a situation, or you always did something a certain way and now you just want to do it a different way. You know, it could just be figuring out what you want to be at 45 years old, 50 years old, 70 years old, 25 years old. You know, you thought you had that map figured out for so long, and once you started your journey, something else came along. You discovered something else about yourself. You grew big wings. You got rid of the old training wheels. You grew bigger feet to stretch into those shoes that you're meant to be in now. Whatever you went through before was brought into your world to get you here, with the strength you have now, with the experience you have now, with, I hear the compassion, maybe the understanding, the compassion now, forgiveness with something, maybe something you went through, something somebody else went through, circumstances just happening, and how to release to what you can't control and to bring back control to you. I just heard Bag Lady by ERYKAH BADU. So, don't take that baggage along if you know it's not good for you. Cut the strings somewhere. You know, if there's something that was, I'm getting like under the surface, you know, under the covers, in mystery, under the ocean, you know, in the abyss, something like that, that maybe you only you know about, or whatever it is, but you feel like it's that tug that always wants to pull you back, so you don't feel free, because it's like your wings are tangled, you know. So you have to, if you have to untangle something first to allow yourself some freedom, to give yourself that pampering and nurturing energy so you can stretch farther later, allow that transition time, because when you get the new wings, it might be uncomfortable for a little bit, you know, while you feel it out, while you feel that new situation out, while you see your same situation in a different way. You know, it's like when spiritual gifts start coming through, it could be all at once and you just don't understand what's happening. You know, you could be completely on your own to discover what it is that's going on around you that looks different in the same world you were in yesterday, or 10 years ago, or last week. It just looks different. It feels different now. You know, it's getting up and seeing things a different way. Reaching out a different way than you would have before, because what you know now about yourself. And it allows you vulnerability and discoverability about everything else too. So open up that freedom of, I'm getting a journey, like, of exploration, adventure here. You know, you don't know what you don't know, what you don't know, especially on something new. You know, this is all of a sudden looking at the same lights you've seen every day and noticing that they're not on a timer. You know, it's driving in your car and all of a sudden every bird that is in the forest around you deciding to come out at the same time that your car goes by and fly and do a dance in front of your car. You know, it's discovering new things about that same world you were in before that look like a totally different world than you remember, or that you were told about, or that you thought. It's discovering something new and being there to figure it out, to see what's going on, what's happening. It's synchronicities suddenly occurring. You know, the more you allow these little miracles and these little things that you notice that are different, you know, when your consciousness has changed a little bit about the same things that you were going through, you start to see that same situation a little bit different. And it allows more growth and more change and more adaptability into your world, to see beyond that veil, you know, to have more miracles come through. Sometimes it's just you being there for somebody else too, as they're waking up. Sometimes that wake up takes a long time to come through. Sometimes you wake up and you get really mad at what you see around you when it's not what you thought, or what you were told, or what you thought the truth was, you know, and it's adjusting to that. And then realizing that once you adjust your truth, your focus to what's your imagination to what's magical and beautiful, and what's positive and what you can do about something. And for instance, instead of focusing on the chemtrails in the sky, you focus on how you can make them go away, doing some cloud busting, making some orgonite, playing some music outside with your guitar and seeing if the clouds maneuver around you. Tapping into nature, discovering things that you thought were crazy before might be real, like aerokinesis. All kinds of magical things in this world, if you open up to the belief that it might be there, it might be possible. Once you close that door and you say it's not, you close the door on yourself to it happening. So open up that door a little bit to something happening that you may not have believed or ever have thought was true before to possibly being true. Maybe not for you, maybe somebody else. Maybe it's their truth in their world. Maybe that's not your special gift or your special thing that's good for, that is your spiritual like door opening. Maybe you go through a different door than somebody else, but it doesn't mean that their experience isn't real or that yours isn't. So this could be you experiencing something with somebody else, or opening up about some things that happen to you and seeing if there's a connection there with somebody else that maybe has the same kind of experiences, but it's getting beyond the synchronicity and the quinky-dink. It's or getting beyond the quinky-dink and back to the synchronicity and understanding there's a bigger map here. There's something bigger unfolding once you connect yourself to it. Once you see that you are a part of it, it's not just all happening around you and you can't do anything about it. You're a part of it. We're a part of this earth here. We're a part of this world all together. We are all co-creators. So I got totally off subject with this rebirth. Just know that there needs to be allowance in timing for everyone to figure it out on their own timing. You know, it takes going through the process to learn, to figure out how to fly, to know which way is good for you. You know, get beyond the fear mongering and find the solutions. So it's not that finding out the truth that is a little bit scary or a little bit something you don't resonate with. It's not that it isn't right or wrong. It's just seeing that and changing your energy around to something that is better for you. If you keep your focus on what is wrong, you're putting more energy, more worry, more everything into the problem, rather than changing around, bring it back to yourself and what can you do as a solution for you. If it's something that really bothers you, then you maybe have a connection with it. And maybe there's a way that you are going to be the one that brings that solution about. So start to look for the solution and the amazing things that you can do. You know, the connections you can make. And it always starts in yourself. It doesn't ever start out there. You know, things happen out there we can't control, but things happen amazing inside here that connect us to God, the universe, Holy Spirit, ourself, our higher self. Our angels are always here to help us. If you ask, if you don't know what to do, ask and let it go. Say, God, Holy Spirit, my angels, whatever you connect to that works for you, that is loving energy, that brings expansion into your world and understanding into your world to help you out, is there for you. So sometimes we just need to ask and allow it to come through however it needs to come through. Sometimes it comes through the same way we recognize, and sometimes it's a different way, and it takes us a while to process it and figure out what was going on and to recognize later what happened before. It doesn't always come immediately. It's always a process. And depending on what it is, that process is a different timing for everyone and every situation. That was a lot on a numerology card. I actually found the book, and I've never read from the book here. So let's just see what rebirth is. This card indicates a time of major transition and transformation that will result in significant personal growth. By drawing this card, you have entered a period of spiritual awakening or rebirth, where you have the opportunity to align to your higher self. And I need a drink of water. I'm going to continue this and I'm going to get, I'll be right back. I apologize. I got like a frog in my throat for a minute, so maybe it's clearing something away, replenishing ourselves with something and getting on with it. So by drawing this card, you have entered a period of spiritual awakening and rebirth, where you have the opportunity to align your higher self and the overarching principles that guide you. This is where you surrender to the changes around you and prepare to be the best you can be. You are being encouraged to trust and believe that the magical future awaits, but first you need to let go of the old in order to experience the new. Take time to reevaluate your core values and re-examine your life, then eliminate the superficial foundations that don't align with your higher self and your dreams. This is a time to recognize and rise over any ego-based thoughts and behaviors, for humility and authenticity are the keys to your success. I didn't know this was so long, but I really like it, so I'm going to continue the last paragraph. In order to improve your current situation, you are being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of life. Cycles that are leading you towards a higher level of understanding and awareness. This transformation is inevitable, so you know that this is a very exciting time, for you are about to become the best you can be. Through personal transformation, I reach my greatest potential. That's an affirmation. So you say that for you. Through personal transformation, you reach your greatest potential. Okay, so that's really nice. Let's get another card for Monday. I'm going to go to the Power Archangel Tarot and get clarity for Monday, the 16th of January, 2017. Clarity on 16, rebirth, transformation, energies coming through for Monday. And that's the World. That's so cool, because that's a major completion. That's like major karmic completion. That's a big ending. That's also using your creativity big time to step through something, to transform something, to do something a different way. So with a 3, I think of opposite energies, opposing energies actually working together to create a little extra friction, to create something that's brand new, that couldn't be there if those two opposite energies weren't there, creating that friction, harmony, rebirth, lovey-dovey time, whatever it is that's creating harmony. It's creating something that works. It fires up. I'm getting like fires up your brain, fires up your energy, fires up your soul. I'm getting like music, like neural pathways being fired up, maybe memories, getting excited to end something so you can start something that fires you up, that makes you excited, that makes you have new pathways, new things that you can reach towards, to feel like you're becoming this new you that you didn't even know you were going to be before, and now you're really excited about becoming that you figured it out. So it's when you were sort of lost a little bit along the journey. I mean, sometimes we get lost along the way. We start at the Fool, we take a leap of faith, we don't know what's going on. We start to work with those tools and the Magician and our intuition and the High Priestess, and then put everything together, and, you know, we gain experience through all of the elements and the kings and the queens, you know, and the experience with our emotions and our fire and our logic and what we do with our journey and our physical surroundings. And I don't know why I went to the kings and the queens. I'm getting personalities. So understanding the different aspects of your own personality and how they all fit together. Maybe your astrology chart's important, or understanding someone else's personality is a whole facet of a big person. It's not just put into a box of your sun sign or the way you see them at this particular situation. If you see somebody always at work or always here, you might not know how grumpy they are in the morning, or how, you know, it takes them a while to get going, or how maybe they wake up in the morning and they're ready to go. You know, they're like that bright and chipper first thing after they get up. It says learning to adapt to the different personalities and the different facets and phases that come through your world. You know, there are times when we have to go through something like school and it doesn't really feel so good to get up, but after we get through it, we learn a lot. We experience and absorb and give and gain. And there's like a recharging there constantly going on. So when we get thrown in the fire or in our own situation in our life later, or whatever that is, you know, to pursuing what it is we were learning about before, then you know, we have more security in our belt, under our belt, more footing to go, more grounding that we came from, even though it was a little uncomfortable along the journey. It's understanding at the end it was all worth it. Ha! It's like that big finale here. This is also cutting big ties that need to be cut so you can go, so you can feel free and start something new and do something your way. Good for you. Not, you know, it's taking into consideration the world and, you know, touching out there, your world, along with that other world. Behind the veil and everyone else around you, how you touch everyone else, making an impression everywhere you go, in your little world, in your little bubble, and in that bigger bubble that reaches out. Because once you make an impression on someone else, that energy, that impression, like that moment, that, like, I'm getting like a conversation, maybe just like a small exchange with a stranger kind of thing, can still make a difference energetically or like spiritually in their energy for someone to continue on their day, and perhaps just have a little, like, I'm getting like a cleansing of energy, like a compliment or something sweet like that that's brought into your world, or you can stretch out there to help someone out. I feel like you don't have to do it all the time. It's when it comes. I'm getting this as a ball, even though it's a shield. There's also the sword of truth here. And you're flying like above the earth, above the situation. The earth is in your hands. The world is in your hands. I'm getting this ball. I'm getting like the ball is bouncing around. It's in your court. The ball is in your court. It's ready for you to do something about that. Speak up, speak your truth, and let it go. And then release it and allow that loving energy to just go, and trust that it'll bounce where it needs to go, and what needs to come back to you will. I'm getting almost like a boomerang. That was sort of weird. 21 is a 3. It's the world. Archangel Michael. This is a very happy ending, coming full circle. Maybe that's the ball, like bouncing. Look at it close so you can see that it's a shield. But when I have it back here, it looks like a big round bouncy ball, like a golden bouncy ball to me. So I also see Saturn here. So lessons that have brought you completion, that you're ready and you feel good about letting go. You feel good about this completion. You don't feel bad about letting whatever that is that was leaving you behind go, because you're ready to fly farther than you ever knew you could here. I feel like your new start, your new path feels free. Even if it's just a short distance, a short little journey, a short destination goal for you, it's going to feel like a free journey, a free, like a free, I just heard free ride all of a sudden. Come on and take a free ride. I don't know where that came from. So let's move along. I have something new. This is Angel Answers, Oracle Cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. I actually got these last week in Vincenzo, and I never got the right chance to put them in a reading, so I never used them. So let's start with one card. Well, let's get one card for Clarity Vincenzo. By the way, when I hear him do that, it makes me think of a train station or all aboard. Like, that's sort of what I think of. It's like, get on board with something, get ready to go. I just heard bring a pillow. Maybe you need to rest along the journey, you know? Take time to rest along this journey. All right, let's get another card. These are supposed to be pretty direct and to the point. So let's see how it goes. Clarity on 21, the world, Archangel Michael, and 16, rebirth for the 16th of January, 2017. Remain positive. So don't get stuck in the traps. Don't get stuck in what didn't work before. No, it was all for a reason, to bring you somewhere else. Even if it felt like a push that was always pushing against you, perhaps it was pushing you a little bit harder, like that hard teacher, because, you know, there was a push being there because you had potential that needed to break through. Yeah, you had some potential that was just hiding underneath the surface, and it just needed to reach out and breathe. You know, have a chance to stretch out and see what it can do. And this is the potential inside of you to do something. So remain positive in what you can do. You know, what is good for you, where your attention needs to be focused on. There's so much abundance here. I just see roses. Roses and essence. And this little happy man. It's hard to see these cards in the thing. So there's happiness and growth and prosperity and abundance, and I get essence. So smell makes me think of memory and going back to those neural pathways a little bit, and also makes me think of sound, actual sound, vibration, words. So be careful of your words today. Make sure your words are positive. Don't beat yourself up if negative things come through. It's just giving you a mirror to focus on something that wasn't true or wasn't working or wasn't good for you, so you can change your focus. So you can change that mirror around and see what resonates for you, so it's vibrant and it's like a growth, you know, a growing energy that circulates out and in. It doesn't get stuck anywhere in the process. I also see, I want to see an apple, and then I saw a heart. And blueberries and cranberries for some reason. Maybe that's a pomegranate. So berries, maybe berries, or the colors, the vibration of different colors of the foods that you eat or the surroundings that you have. Color has vibration, which has a frequency, which has an energy to it. So sometimes we need something that is an energy that magnifies us. That could be foods, that could be music, that could be anything that has a vibration that goes a bit. That's a big spectrum. But I'm seeing color and I hear sound, so I'm thinking of music somehow. So changing that vibration, whether you see it or you feel it, to either magnify what you need and the colors you have, or help fill in those colors that you perhaps lack or are depleted on. Because I feel like we're all not just one aura, one color, one flat line, one sign, one anything. We're so complicated. So even within our aura, there are so many different colors and patterns and frequencies and colors. Like, it's always changing all the time. There's so many layers to it. So it's figuring out where there might be a depletion and just adding a little extra life to that layer. It might just be by, you know, adding a little bit of that color in our diet. If it's blueberries and you need some blue, or blue light, or morning light. It makes me think of the blue on the snow in the morning. Or perhaps you need some, I'm getting evening, like sunset. That just made me think of Sunset by Simply Red. I'll put that below. I like that song. It also brings me to Hall & Oates, but I won't put the same song. I'll just put another song by Hall & Oates because they're just awesome. And just remain positive. When you don't know what to do, you know, put on the Hall & Oates and Stevie Wonder station on Pandora, and it's pretty much good, happy music all around. You know, start simple. If that's not good for you, perhaps Bob Marley, you know, whatever makes you happy, whatever puts you in that happy, abundant state where you just want to sing along and dance and you don't really care if anyone has an opinion about what you love. So let's get another card. Which deck? Let's go to the Thelema and get clarity for Monday the 16th. Remain positive, rebirth. There will be understanding, inner standing, all around, as above, so below. You'll start to feel good in those shoes, in those wings, as you flow, as you move. So move towards what feels good. Move away from what doesn't feel right, and take care of the things that have been bothering you, and just open that door and take care of it. Remain positive. Know that the outcome will be good. You know, it'll have a good closure. It'll feel good that it's done, and you'll feel better about where you're moving now. All right, let's get another card for Monday. Clarity on the world and rebirth and remain positive. The Seven of Swords. So this is sort of an interesting card to come through at the end. It's when you want to get away with something under the radar without being seen. This could be you. This could be somebody else. Sometimes it's the liar, cheater, like thief kind of card, but it's not always a bad card. Sometimes you just need to exit out quietly. You figure something out. You don't need to make a big stink about the situation. You just need to leave. You know, it's when there's perhaps not integrity, like non-integrity going on in a situation that you're perhaps were involved with before, or you figured out wasn't really the truth about something. You know, that could be figuring out the truth about something. You know, sometimes you figure out the truth and you just have to let something be. It doesn't change the truth now that you know. It just changes what you know about what you should do about something else. So sometimes you have to let something go and leave it be and just take what you have, you know, and trust that what you have is what you need to get you where you need to go. This could just be those lessons you needed to learn, and you leave it behind and you let it go and you move along. You move towards here where there's light and growth and clarity and understanding and a way out and away from this darkness where there was something going on behind the shadows. This could be you discovering something about somebody else, and something was going on behind the shadows, something you don't feel right about, and now that you know about it, it's not like you want to make it a big deal or have a fight or whatever. You just sort of want to get out. You just want to like leave, just leave, break out, make a quick goodbye, thank you for your time, and you will be moving along now, kind of thing. So you feel good about moving along and going to where there's light, because you feel good about what you're leaving behind because you know it wasn't right. So it feels a little stinky because you were around what wasn't right for you, but usually you don't know. It was in the shadows. Usually this means you weren't aware of it before, and when the truth comes to light, it's up to you to decide what to do. You gonna stick around where there's all this shady shit in the shadows, or you're gonna go somewhere else? What's better for you? Take what you have, take that clarity that you've gained, the knowledge you've gained, you know, what you can recognize now so you're not gonna be duped in the future, and move along. It's okay. It's all a lesson. This is bringing you some kind of truth, some kind of clarity into your world. It doesn't have to be bad. It could just be you just wanting to make a quiet exit, you know? So sometimes it's just leaving a note and saying you'll be back. I'll be back, heading towards over here where there's some light situation, and when the lights turn on in here, when the truth comes back on in here, maybe I'll be back, or I'll be back then, you know? So it's just possibly a little delay, or something that comes to light to get you out of the way so you're not involved with this at all. Seven of Swords. I'm not getting anything really bad. I'm not getting that it was much stolen. If it was anything that was, you feel like was taken from you, I feel like in the end, what's worth anything cannot be taken from you. So in the end, there's nothing to worry about here. It was all a blessing in disguise, maybe. You know, he's sort of disguised, like, you know, camouflaged on the wall here, so that might be your way out as well, to just sort of blend in, be a wallflower, and just go the back door for now, and then, you know, come back in when you're ready. When you're clear about something, when you found your truth and you can come forward with something that you can stand for, and you can turn on the light in the whole situation. But for right now, I feel like you just want to leave. You just want to get out. You want a space for yourself, or you want to get away from that guy altogether. You know, if you're noticing this happening, I think you just don't want to be involved. So you're just going to leave it alone and walk away. You know, do what you have to do and clean up what you can with the mess. And I don't know, I feel like you're just speaking your truth on something, and that's cool. It's good. It's going to bring you this light. You know, it's going to bring you that right door that's just open for you. And this is just going to slip away. If this is something that was a negative energy around you in your world, you know, just batting heads, not coming clear with something that was under the surface, or, you know, going on behind the radar of what you noticed before, now just comes to where you notice it. So it's not that it wasn't happening before. It might just be that you see it differently, or now you see it happening, so you're not going to stand for it anymore. You know, now you know this, it's going to be different now. That's not going to happen, and things aren't going to be in the shadows, and you're going to get some lights on all the time so that everyone sees what's going on all the time, and there's no weird sneaky shit going on. So that was sort of weird for the end, but I feel like this is what you're leaving behind. You know, maybe you're just discovering something now and you're ready to go to where it feels good, you know, where you don't have to sneak around, where you feel like you are yourself. You know, you can be yourself when you want to be, how you want to be, and who you are now. So I feel like I need clarity for this. So let's get one more card from the same tarot for clarity on the Seven of Swords for Monday. Remain positive. I feel like it's all for a reason. You know, sometimes things happen that we don't understand at all, but that actually gets us out of a situation. Even if this is something we never know about, ever. We could have already gone out this path, you know, and on our journey, and this is happening somewhere else, not in your environment going on, but this is coming through to tell you you've already gotten out, you're already good. That's what's going on that you don't need to be involved with anymore. You know, and it's whatever it is not good for you. So you're going to, it was like the easy way out. It might have felt a little rough. Perhaps it was the back door, or, you know, it was a little bit in the dark because you didn't see what was going on. But once you get to the light, you'll see what was going on all the time. Like, it's so much better here. You're not even worried about what was happening back there. You know, as long as it got you where you're going, as long as it's, you know, bringing you this new start, this rebirth, this chance to complete this cycle that you were repeating before, and you have a chance to do different now. So let's get clarity on the Seven of Swords, just to see what this is about. Seven of Swords for Monday. And that's the Eight of Wands, and that's a lot of information. So this is when there's a lot of information coming through all at once, and you need to take action on something. Or it's once you take action on something, that information goes out there. Once you hit send, it goes. There's also like different energies all at once, and I feel like they're all going towards spirit. They're all going a spiritual direction. When I see this specific card in this deck, I see these rods as pearls of wisdom, right? They look like pearls to me. Something that you can cultivate, but something that is really special and really rare, and you have to like dive down deep to find it. You know, you have to wait for it to grow. Pearls are so beautiful. And look at the birds here connected to this wisdom. So it's like wisdom needs to go somewhere. You need to connect this wisdom to yourself. So this is information. I feel like it's information, energy, coming to you or coming from you. So it could be a lot of information at once, and that gets you a different direction. It makes you understand something going on. You could get information about everything that happened in the past all at once, and that could put you on a road to truth or bring a lot of truth to light all of the sudden. Now I feel like I want to pull another card. Eight of Wands and Seven of Swords. Let's get clarity. One more card. This is usually when everything is under the surface and you just have to hit the button and let it go and let it be and let it to spirit to go where it needs to go. And like I hear resonate, like that information to resonate how it needs to flow with. These could all be different people you're communicating with, or these could be different situations with the same person that you're bringing up. And it could be 8 months as well. 8 weeks, 8 o'clock. I don't know why I see 8 as a number you should pay attention to. When I see 8, I think of abundance and power. Let's get one more card. Clarity for the Eight of Wands and Seven of Swords. And that's the King of Wands. So this could be you. This could be somebody you know. This could be the information coming through. It's just the king that has the confidence, the king that's got it going on, the king that's ready for the adventure, that's ready to make the plans, that goes on the journey, that knows how to expand inside his or her mind, outside their surroundings, you know, and how to use everything they went through and all those journeys where they went with that passion and had that experience and had to figure out what happened later. So King of Wands could be Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries energy, male or female, but this is the you, this is the doing. So maybe you're hitting that button about something that's not good for you, or just having the confidence to walk away from something once this information comes towards you, you know? Or maybe it's once you walk away and you do something different, all this information comes out about you. I'm not sure where I'm going. I feel like this reading is going all over the place, and now I'm getting off track by pulling extra cards here. So let's see. The King of Wands. I also see the Salamander. So I see the Salamander of transportation and you holding that rod of wisdom, you know, passion, and just doing what you need to do to move. So let's finish this reading before I get too sidetracked with the extra cards that came through. Clarity for Monday the 16th with Sierra Machete Oracle of Visions. One more card to help us out. He could be coming through as somebody you know to inspire you to actually just hit that button and start to make those moves, to do something, to get away from something. He might be your helping hand in finding an easy way out, an easy solution through something that seemed like a problem before. Or this guy could just be that confidence you have to understand that all that shit you went through before brought you a lot of energy into your world to push you or pull you or part you a certain way to get you back in alignment with yourself. I feel like the king is in alignment with himself, with who he is, with what that spirit, with the spiritual energy, that life force that runs through him or her, and where it needs to go. You know, the next mission, the next task at hand, the next problem that needs to be solved. Not getting wrapped up in it, but just making light of it and moving along. Let's get one more card for Monday. And that's 45. So that brings you to a 9 completion. That's so many strings. It reminds me of like, oh, I think it's Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, one of them. They have a song, and it looks a little like this, with the stage and the marionettes or the puppets. 45. So feeling like there are strings being pulled in a situation and deciding to do what you can about a situation for yourself. I see sort of like a manipulation here. But it looks like you're manipulating your own situation a little bit, because it looks like you on the stage, or it looks like a smaller version of this person. So maybe you're trying to, I don't know, I get like create a story, put on a play. Maybe you are becoming a part of your own world here instead of just observing it. Maybe you're starting to make, I hear, musical things happen, and pursue things that you feel good about working on, putting your hands into. I'm not getting a like a bad manipulation. I'm getting almost like a happy control, if that makes sense. Like getting the control back for yourself and that feeling happy. Let's see, 45 is manipulation, control, role-playing, and wishful thinking. So, you know, this could go many ways. This, if you're going to role-playing and, you know, putting on a show for something that amplifies something that you need to express about yourself, that could be really healing and a big connection with somebody else or something else or a situation for you. But if you're trying to control the strings and manipulate a situation so much that's not meant for you, or that's not your situation, I'm getting that there's something better for you. So if you're trying to maneuver or manipulate something so much, maybe it's not for you, and it's time to move along to something you don't have to put so much energy into trying to control. You know, I get that you want to be somewhere where it's just free to do what you want, however you want it, when you want to do it. You know, this guy has the confidence to do it how he or she chooses. So What good is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the music play. Life is a cabaret. Old chum, come to the cabaret. Lyrics from the musical Cabaret. Life is a cabaret, a theater, a performance. We are all acting out roles as villains and heroes. Like marionettes, we are both manipulated and manipulating, writing and following the script. We share the stage with others for some acts and perform solo in others. In this parody, we can create artificial scenarios or planned outcomes. We can transform into something or someone that we are not. There may be a creative benefit that we are encouraged to fulfill our dreams and wishes. The danger is in losing oneself in the role and losing touch with reality beyond the stage doors. So it's also leaving that stage show behind sometimes, you know, going out stage door left, stage door right, the front entrance, whichever way you want, and going outside and having some dinner, and then doing your laundry, and then getting about your day, and then calling up your friends or your neighbor or your children and telling them about how the show went today, you know, how your work went, how that thing that you wanted to do went, and coming back to reality every once in a while and connecting with others to see that there are others that are out there in their own reality going through their own things and their own situations. You know, sometimes things collide or clash in our world that are just clashes of two different realities or misunderstandings of two different realities or two different shows blending together somehow to create a brand new show that was totally unexpected. This was a long reading. I hope it was helpful. I love you guys so much. I'll see you soon. Bye.